Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Forsyth County Connections, coming to you from the studios of Government Center in downtown Winston-Salem. So glad you could be with us today. A lot of great guests, important information coming your way over the next half hour. A variety of guests coming in. Everything from how you can learn to adopt a dog to how you can save money on your energy bills. So we're going to cover lots of things. Where we want to start is talking about something called the Emergency Assistance Program with a guest we've had on before, and we're so glad she came back to visit with us. Kimberly Chase is Program Manager of Economic Services for Forsyth County Department of Social Services. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Let's remind people now, how long have you worked for the county, and what does your job entail, just to get us up to speed?
I've been with the county for coming up on a year. I am a program manager for economic services, so I manage the daycare, energy, workforce, and the More Than a Job NC program.
All right. Now, let's talk about this emergency assistance program you and I've talked about before. Remind us what it's all about.
It is a program to help with short-term crisis needs for rent or utilities. That would be lights, water, gas. It is a program that is federally funded. So it does have some eligibility requirements and restrictions, but we're trying to help those that may need some additional assistance to make ends meet for those expenses.
Now, I understand from an email you sent me that you guys in your department received some extra funding for this. Was that to make up for something? I mean, did the money run out at the end of last year, or what was the funding necessary for?
So the funding is on a fiscal year, so we get funding in July and it runs through June. We have an amount, and we went through it pretty quickly. With the colder temperatures, inflation, things like that, we're allotted funds because it is through the Work First program, so it's federal, and we have some determination on where the funds are budgeted. So we did meet with management and determined that because there is a great need right now for those services, that we were going to allot additional funding to the program.
You were talking a minute ago about people that are having a financial emergency. Let's give some examples of what that could include. Just off the top of your head, what are some things that would be a financial emergency for people?
So if someone is maybe sick and their work does not cover sick time off, if you maybe were in a car accident or had to have a car repair, you were in the hospital, something of that nature where you typically can pay for your bills, but because of this emergency, you have a shortfall.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the sickness or an accident or something like that. It looks like that people would be interested to know how they could qualify. I mean, is this a difficult process to go through to be able to get funding? How do you qualify?
It's not a difficult program to apply for, so we do take applications over the phone or in our building. There are some eligibility restrictions. So one of the main things is that you do have to have a child in the home under the age of 18. So for example, let's say dad and daughter. The daughter's
So you have to have a dependent
You
there.
do have to have, and the dependent has to be related.
Okay.
There are income limits. So for example, if in that same situation, the income would have to be less than $3,400 a month, so
Okay.
gross income. And then, like I was saying, we have to be able to see that you can continue to pay your bills beyond this time frame.
Right.
So if you don't have a job and you can't pay your bills, but we also can't see that you can pay them going forward, that's also a limitation of the
Is there a
program.
maximum amount of money that you can get?
So you are eligible for up to $600 for rent, $600 for utilities,
Okay.
$800 for rent or mortgage, or a combined cap of $1,000. So if you need, 400 and 600, we can do that.
We sort of go by months, and that's how we gauge things. But I mean, if I got funding, would it just be for 1 month or multiple months or what?
Typically, the process is you were out of work last month, right? So your pay for last month is short. So then this month you're not able to pay. If it's a longer time period, maybe you're out of work for a couple months and you've been able to pay, but it's just this time period
Right.
that you're short, we can help with that.
All right, like 5 seconds left. Tell me how people can apply.
So coming into the building, we'll take you at the DSS building on 741 North Highland, or you can give us a call at 336-703-3800.
All right. Thanks, Kimberly.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
Facing a financial emergency and worried about your utility bills or rent? In Forsyth County, there's the Emergency Assistance Program through Social Services. Get help paying your utilities or rent if you have a child under 18, have a job, but have an emergency that caused a shortfall in your budget. Call today, 336-703-3800. The Emergency Assistance Program through the Forsyth County Social Services can help. Call 336-703-3800. A message from Forsyth County.
Back now for Forsyth County Connections, and we have a familiar face sitting here next to me, Randy Honeycutt, Product Manager for Duke Energy. We welcome you back to the program. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for letting me come.
Duke Energy offers something called the Power Manager Program. You and I have talked about it on camera and off camera before. Let's update everybody in case they don't know about it. What is the Power Manager Program?
Yeah. Power Manager is a voluntary program for residential customers. It gives them an incentive or a bill credit directly on their bill for helping participate in shifting the energy load on the grid.
Now, how is that done?
Well,
Just as an example, a homeowner, what do I do to make that happen?
so a homeowner can enroll pretty much any device that they want to. There's a couple of these really key devices that they can enroll. The most common one is your heating and air system. Some folks have residential batteries these days. You've got water heaters. These are these ones that are heavily, and a customer can enroll their device. Power Manager really has like these 4 really key benefits. First is that benefit, that incentive that the customer gets, right? You get money off your power bill, that's a pretty good benefit. It helps shift load out on the grid. The other thing is it helps with the environment because what we're doing is we're adjusting what we're using to actually power things. The other thing it does is it makes the system reliable for everyone.
Now, look, Randy, I'm a little ignorant about this stuff, as you know. I'm not technical minded and whatever. Are you saying that I, need to maybe wash dishes or clothes at a certain time of day that I normally didn't do before, or what is this going to help me do as a consumer?
That's a good question. So the devices like a smart thermostat, or we install the devices actually on some of on people's equipment.
Right.
What it does is it actually shifts load during peak times. So if you think about this, hottest summer days, we're talking about the coldest winter mornings.
Okay.
Not like yesterday.
Right.
The coldest winter mornings.
Right, so it's like 10 degrees outside.
A few weeks ago, we had this, right?
That's right.
I remember walking by my thermostat, which I have enrolled in this program. I was curious on how this, what was going to happen. I walked by the thermostat and I looked at it, and it had adjusted automatically without me having, because I had enrolled it at one point in the past, several years ago.
Right.
And it had adjusted. And what it had done is it was 3 degrees higher than what I had set it at. And part of that was it was preheating my house because it was a cold morning.
Because it knew it was cold outside.
Yes.
Man, that's just fast. That's kind of scary, too. Hey, now, is it difficult to enroll, and what is the best time of year to enroll, or is there an enrollment period, or what?
Hey, enrollment is easy. It is free. It is simple. And I'm going to say anytime. We got friendly technicians ready to do installs. You and I have talked before about our income qualified programs that we offer folks. We got special deals for those. If they've participated in one of the programs that we've did around in the area, then what we're going to do is they can get a thermostat installed for free and taught how to use it if they want to do that. Anytime, but especially in 2025.
Right. Now, is this just for homeowners, or can it be somebody that's renting an apartment?
Homeowners or renters.
Really, both?
Yes.
All right. And you said that you guys will install it so that I don't have to worry about calling, getting in the phone book, or going on the internet and finding somebody who can come in and put the thing
That's
in.
correct.
You guys will do it.
That's right.
Now, you were talking about this, and let's reiterate something. What the difference about the Power Manager program, let's say last year to this year, what's something we might want to know that's different?
Well, we've had so many customers participate in this thing, and this is residential customers actually shifting the load. So we've had so many participate that we figured out a way to double the incentive for some of them.
Wow.
So, for instance, if you'd signed up before, they give you $75. I'm gonna use a thermostat. They give you $75 for enrolling your thermostat, and then each year you get a $25 for staying in the program.
Oh, man.
So now, $150. That's starting in 2025. If you enroll your thermostat for the first time, $150 on your bill, your next bill. And next year, you stay in the program, they give you $50 to stay on it. And if a thermostat seems a bit intimidating, there's devices that can actually be put right on your heating and air system. They'll come and install those, and those incentives have increased too. So this is the year to do it, no doubt about it.
Yeah. And anytime.
Anytime.
This year. All right.
Anytime.
Now, let's see. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You go to duke-energy.com is the general website. But if you do one of those slashes, duke-energy.com/get-rewarded, that gets you directly to that information. And I think you can call Randy 888-463-5022 as well. Is that right?
That is correct.
Randy Honeycutt, always full of great information.
Thanks for letting me come.
Thank you, Randy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to this edition of Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for sticking with us. We have someone with us now who's been on the program before. It always has great information for us. A very unusual kind of theme we're going to hit on this one. And Tanya Ward's here. She's, of course, office administrator and does a million other things with the Forsyth County Animal Shelter. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me back.
I probably should say before I forget, let's remind everybody where the animal shelter is.
We are on Sturmer Park Circle, which
Okay.
runs in between Shadlawn and University. Sturmer Park Circle is a small road that runs in between Shadlawn and University.
Okay. That's not hard to get to then, right?
It is very easy to find, and we have big signs at the end of the roads telling people where to go.
Any big landmarks anywhere around, anywhere near, or restaurants, or?
Right on the corner of Shadlawn and University, near us, is a new Dollar Tree. It used to be a Walgreens, but now it's a Dollar Tree.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to get a reference point
Sure,
there
of
before
course.
come see it. Hey, I've been hearing about something you emailed me, and it's called a Dog Day Adventure. Now, what is that about?
So Dog Day Adventures is a program in which folks can come and take a shelter dog out for a few hours. They don't need to be a current volunteer. They can come and take a dog out for a max of 3 hours.
3 hours. Mm-hmm. Now, when you say take them out, do they just walk around at the animal shelter outside, or do they take them to their house, or what does that 3 hours entail?
They can take them to a local park. We have so many wonderful parks here. Salem Lake, Renolda Gardens, are just a couple of the ones that some folks have already visited with some of our dogs.
Right.
And there are lots of other wonderful parks that are dog friendly. They should, of course, make sure the park is dog friendly and not an off-leash dog park.
Right.
The dog will stay on the leash.
Got to keep them on the
Correct.
leash. And look, you want people that love dogs to do this, obviously, but maybe have never had a dog and they want to try it out. So in that regard, do people need to sort of register a certain way or be qualified a certain way to be able to do it?
They just need to reach out to us. They can send an email to our volunteer email address. They can call the shelter and we can give them some more information.
Okay.
They do need to kind of pre-register. Just let us know when they're coming.
Right. Now, I know it's a stupid question, but now, if I want to do this, do I choose a pet? Do I go in and choose a pet, or do you say we have a pet ready for you?
We will ask them if they have a preference. They can see our adoptable dogs on our website and look in advance and see if there's somebody they might be interested in taking out.
Right.
If we feel like that's a good fit, then we will go with that dog, but we may make suggestions for other dogs.
Tony, have you ever done this before, or is this a first-time thing?
This is the first time we've done something exactly like this. Many years ago, we used to have a group called Hiking Hounds, and it was a group of volunteers that would come on Sundays and take the dogs over to Renolda Gardens.
I got you.
So it was similar, but this is open to everyone.
Okay, let me ask you this. Suppose I spend some time with a pet. Let's say it's a German Shepherd. I come back and say, well, that's great. And I say, Tanya, can I take another one out? Or how does that happen? Do I have to come back a different day, or is it a one-day thing, or what?
We would suggest that they do it maybe a different day,
Okay.
not two in the same day, because it is a 3-hour maximum, so that would be getting into most of the day. But yeah, I would love to schedule them. Actually, we had 3 dogs go out this past Saturday. One of those folks has already reached back out to me and said she wants to do it again this Saturday.
Okay, all right. So are you have a good feeling about this, that it's going to work pretty well in terms of getting people indoctrinated into this and know how to care for pets, and that therefore there'll be more adoptions? What's your objective here?
So it helps the dogs. They get out, they get some exercise. They also get seen by the community. So they wear an Adopt Me bandana, an Adopt Me vest, things like that. And the hope is that somebody may see them and say, oh, I want to adopt that dog. Even if they don't, that's okay. The dog still gets a wonderful day out. The person gets some exercise. It's just a win-win.
Yeah, and overall it helps the shelter because it gets the message out to people, as you said, they're going to be wearing the thing there. Now, I assume this is all kind of a volunteer, neat thing to do. There's nobody, you don't have to come and pay a fee to do it, right?
Yep, correct. It is just, you just have to be responsible, be
Right.
18, and reach out to us, and we'll have you sign the waiver when you come in to pick up your dog.
All right, let's remind before time gets away from us, on the Dog Day Adventure, tell me, everybody again, the day and date.
They can come any day that we are open, and we will schedule them in advance what day they'll come, so they'll know what day they're coming.
Right.
And
that's why it's good to register,
yeah.
because you don't
Yeah.
want 50 million people coming at one
Precisely.
time.
Precisely.
But I just think that's a great way to.
Yeah.
Now, is there a website or something people can go to learn more information about what y'all are doing?
So the flyer for the Dog Day Adventures is on our Facebook page. People can see it there, and they can get the email address on that flyer that they can email. They can also call the shelter at 336-703-2480.
2480.
Yeah,
All right.
703-2480.
All right, Tanya, thanks for everything.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
I'm Roscoe, a friendly Forsyth County animal shelter dog. Take me out for a doggy adventure. It's simple and so much fun. Visit the Forsyth County Animal Shelter, 5570 Strumer Park Circle, Winston-Salem. We'll pair you with a perfect furry companion, sign a quick waiver, and off we go. Take me to a park, always on a leash, of course. We'll play, explore, and enjoy the day together. When the time is up, bring me back to the shelter. We're wagging our tails and waiting on you. Let's make positive memories together. Call the Forsyth County Animal Shelter today, 336-703-2480.
Back now for Forsyth County Connections, and it's tax season. Ooh, I started shivering when I said that. You know, you get goosebumps when you. Margaret Bissett is here with us. She's retired from the county and worked in planning many years now, an AARP tax preparer. And how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
As we can see by your shirt, we want to talk about tax aid, the tax aid program. What is it, and how long has it been offered around here?
Well, tax aid is a free tax service provided to most taxpayers, sponsored by AARP. It's a national program. The local program has been in place for more than 50 years.
Yeah. Why offer this? Is there just such a demand and people can't afford to go to an expensive tax preparer, or they just don't understand the intricacies, or what?
All of those things. So AARP started this program because many seniors and low-income people didn't have a tax preparer. And just like you, when you shivered, they have anxiety about doing their taxes.
Oh, yeah.
So they started this program, and it's taxes prepared by trained and certified volunteers who do people's taxes and help them overcome some of that anxiety that you and others express.
Now, do I have to, maybe this is a sensitive question here, but do I need to be an AARP member to take advantage of this?
No, not at all. We do taxes regardless of age or income. Now, we do have some things that maybe some of your sources of income, some complexities with that, where we wouldn't be able to do that, and we'd need to refer you to, generally refer you to a paid tax preparer. But we can do most people's taxes.
All right. Now, let's talk about making an appointment. Now, it's a simple process, I'm assuming. However, what things should I do in advance of making an appointment?
Right. You should pick up a tax packet from one of our libraries, one of our participating libraries, and I can share what those are.
Sure.
Or go to our website, Winston-Salem, or wstaxaid.com, and download the information.
Okay.
Read through the packet of information, complete the interview in intake form. And we really stress that people do that before they come to the appointment. It'll also help them know what it is they need to bring with them to the appointment.
Yeah. Now, give me an example of something I might need to bring that I don't forget.
Right. Okay. Of course, you'll want to bring all your W-2s, your 1099s from your pension. One of the things that we have that people are forgetting to bring now is if they have insurance through the healthcare marketplace, they get a form called a 1095A form. So that healthcare marketplace is also sometimes called Obamacare or Affordable Care Act, and they get a form. And we must, if they get that for any time during the tax year, we need that form to reconcile, or their return will get rejected and have to be.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, right.
That's good information. Now, when and where can I go to have appointments for tax aid? You mentioned libraries, so give me an idea of where I can go.
Right. Okay. So the libraries that we're at Bernalda Manor, Central Library.
Okay. It's off of 5th Street.
Mhm,
Okay.
Right. And both of those, and then South Side, those are in Winston-Salem, and they're all on the bus line. We're also in Clements on Mondays.
Okay.
So you can get more specific information about which days we're where from our website or by calling our number.
Yeah, let me mention this, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Margaret, but you can go to wstaxaid.com or call 336, of course, is the area code 777-6189 for more information. Before time gets away from us, I'm just on a personal note, because you have such a pleasant way about you, and this is such a serious topic and frustrating for a lot of people. What personal gratification do you get out of doing this?
Right. Well, I think we have a wide range of volunteers who volunteer, and I think others would share the same thing, that they feel like they're helping people. It's something our volunteers enjoy doing, and we're able to kind of make people feel better, let them leave with a sense of peace and accomplishment. And so I think it makes us feel good to be able to contribute to that.
Now, if I can just get you to, help me when I have to go to the dentist and other things that I'm afraid of. No, you're making this simple for everybody. I appreciate it, Margaret. The work you're doing is so important. Thanks for everything you do.
Great. Well, thank you for having me.
We'll be right back after this.
Big things going on in the world lately. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. YourLifeYourVoice.org has advice for teens who are starting to doubt themselves. You have so much to offer. YourLifeYourVoice.org can help you find it.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections, and we have a first-time visitor to the show, Andy Zavitt. She's a coordinator with Keep Winston-Salem Beautiful. Welcome.
Thank you.
And you were telling me off camera, you rushed in here to fill it in because you were teaching a class of what, preschoolers?
Yeah, preschoolers at Salem Lake for Nature Kids.
Salem Lake, teaching them about frogs and stuff and the environment. Isn't that neat? Hey, let's tell people who don't know, what's the mission of Keep Winston-Salem Beautiful?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So Keep Winston-Salem Beautiful is the local Keep America Beautiful affiliate. And so my job is I run all the big cleanups. I do all the adoption programs like Adopt a Street, Adopt a Park. And then we hand out flower bulbs and manage the flower bud program as well.
Okay. And I guess we can give some information on a website or something later on in a couple minutes. Okay. Now, there was an email that you guys sent me that talked about mowing yards. And I thought, well, wait a minute. This is airing in February. Why are we talking about yard mowing? What does it have to do with bees? And what is this all about?
Yeah, so Winston-Salem this year, we're going to participate in No Mow March. And so we're going to take 8 parks, 1 in each ward, and we're not going to mow it for the month of March. And so by not mowing, what we're doing is giving all the pollinators who have been living in the grass or the leaves time to get up to visit some plants, like maybe some dandelions or anything that's coming up in March, and be able to get that early season pollen. Especially in urban areas, there's not a lot of opportunities for them to get the early season pollen, so this is really going to give them a leg up.
Yeah, if I talk about that, my wife will say that I'm lazy if I don't mow. But you're saying now I have a reason.
You do.
But you're doing it for these locations now. Do we need to list where they are, or would people be interested to know how you selected where you're not going to mow, or what?
So we select based on what the mowing contracts are, and also what would be an easy place for us not to mow for a month. Obviously, we have to mow like our ball fields and tracks and around the rec centers.
Now, what is this going to mean for the city? What's the big picture that it benefits everybody for?
So Winston-Salem is a bee city, which means that we are committed to reducing the amount of pesticides and herbicides that we use and putting our best foot forward and helping the pollinators. So by doing this, we're showing citizens and we're showing other municipalities that we are really serious about this and that we want to do our part to help with the pollinators.
Right. Now, this is, is it something that anybody, I was joking a minute ago about mowing my yard, but, I mean, is this something that I should think about as an individual, or when people are getting ready to mow and it comes time in March and say, well, wait a minute, I heard Andy talking about this program. Is it just for the parks, or is it something that everybody can get into?
Yeah, everybody can do it. So for the month of March, code violation will not be citing anybody who doesn't mow their lawn. They will start again in April. There'll be like a little bit of a buffer period, but we're allowing anybody to participate in it that wants to, in the hope that we can make this citywide.
Now, you and I've never met, and when we have a first-time visitor, I always like to know a little bit about them and what motivates you, especially when we're talking about a specific area like this. Now, where did you grow up?
I grew up in California.
Okay. So how did you develop a love for the environment, for taking care of wildlife, and when did all this occur?
My grandfather was a gardener, and so he got me into gardening when I was little, and that really just spurred a lifelong obsession with learning how to garden. And now I'm really focusing on bringing native plants in so that I can rebuild the wildlife and the ecology in my own backyard.
Right.
Which is really great because my 3-year-old is really enjoying seeing all the butterflies and going caterpillar hunting.
What a learning experience for
Yeah.
the kids. That's just great. Now, is there a website or anything where people can learn more about what you're doing with this and other topics as well? Is there something we should mention?
Yeah, so if you go to if you go to cityofws.org, on the sustainability page, it has all the Keep Winston-Salem Beautiful information. It will also have all of the no-mow, and it also has our natural landscape ordinance.
Okay, and we're going to reiterate to folks that, look, we don't advocate for people just letting their yards go forever, and there are code violations, but you're going to waive those
For the month of March.
for the entire month of March, and then people start mowing after that, and then we're back to normal.
Yeah, unless somebody would like to join the natural landscape program, which is where you can register your yard with the city as a natural landscape area. You get a sign, and you submit your plans to sustainability, and we would look them over and make recommendations.
Oh, okay. So if they go to the website you're talking about and look at that, they can find out how they can get involved with that program as well.
Yeah, so if they do No Mow March and then they want to keep on going, the natural landscape is the next step.
No Mow March. That's going to be my slogan around my house. I might have No Mow 2025.
There you go. Just tell your wife to give me a call.
Just don't, and I'll get you to give me a pass on that. Well, I thank you for doing this, Andy. Thanks for all the work you're doing to work with kids and adults in the city and teaching us all a lesson. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
That sort of wraps it up where we are right now, and I'm so glad everybody stayed with us for this edition of Forsyth County Connections. Of course, we want to thank Ed McNeil, our executive producer on this, Jeff Fabrizio, who's behind the scenes, shooting, editing, getting this program up on the air so that you can enjoy it, and of course, Chantel Robinson, our county manager, who oversees everything around here and does a great job of doing that. We hope everyone will check out Facebook and YouTube and various social media platforms to see this program and watch it over and over again. I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next time.